everybody, welcome to, I don't know what it is. I think it's Talking Shit. I think this is the podcast. It is I'm going to say officially, the cheapest podcast in the world. There is no overhead. I mean, I do have a little bit of, see this little fluffy thing that looks like something you'd buy at a sex store? I have that. That's supposed to stop the wind, help the sound. I have an iPhone, and then I just upload it myself. I've got 0 employees, and I just do this podcast. You know why? Because I'm a narcissist. I do a podcast because I'm in a business now that I got into a long time ago that I didn't know was going to turn into what it is. And I have to, they said, don't be a dinosaur. The dinosaurs fell in the tar pits, and you don't want to be the dinosaur. You don't want to age out. You gotta figure out. But I've been doing podcasting forever. The reason I did podcasting, because I was insecure. That's why I did it. No, that's not why I did podcasting. I did podcasting because I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. I felt like what I have to tell people and my political views are so important to the masses that they need to know that this guy that practically failed out of grade school, high school, and college has philosophical views that are more important than theirs, and they need to subscribe to mine. No, I don't want anyone to ever take anything I say and subscribe to it. Please don't, because I'm usually wrong, I'm usually inaccurate, and most times not funny when I'm trying to be. So let's just say I'm doing this podcast for your enjoyment and your enjoyment only. I'm going to be serious for a second here. I'm not serious that often, but I'm going to be serious for a second and let you know that the reason I got into comedy initially was because, yes, I was insecure, I was broken. I love to make people laugh. Why? Because it was the only way I could get attention growing up. I didn't have a bad dad, I didn't have a bad mom. I had wonderful parents. My mom, God rest her soul, was to me the greatest person that's ever lived, and my dad's not far behind her. He's a little bit behind though, Dad. You gotta work on it. Mom great, dad great. Love my family more than anything in the world. And so, yes, I don't belong in Hollywood. I'm going to start that off. I don't belong here, and I'm not. I'm out in the woods here, somewhere far from Hollywood, and I really have no existence in the business. I've dabbled. I've gotten a few bookings here and there, done some commercials, done some TV stuff, been on TV a bunch of times. But for the most part, didn't succeed well there. And I need to say something about comedians as a whole. We are broken. People make fun of us and say, aren't comedians depressed? Aren't they sad? Aren't they this? For the most part, maybe. I don't know. I can only speak for myself. I'm a very happy person. I have an incredible family. I love my family. I love my friends. Some of you know you suck. You suck as a friend, but I still like you. But my family, great, except for my horrible wife. Okay, she's okay. She's great. She's amazing. I sound like I'm schizophrenic right now, but I'm not. I just have a lot of thoughts going through my head at the same time. That's schizophrenia, isn't it? Okay, so anyway, here's the deal. I've always said when people say, oh, comedians are talented, or every once in a while someone will call me talented, every once in a great while, I go, we're not talented, or I'm not talented, we're disabled. We are funny in spite of ourselves. We make you laugh because it's usually at our own expense if we're self-deprecating, or, we do stuff like, I've always said I get offended by comedians that get offended by people getting offended, because that's our whole MO. That's why we got into comedy. We say the things that other people can't say because you have a job and you have responsibilities and you don't want to ruin that. So we have nothing. But as I get older, I have stuff. I've developed a whole family, a house, and I'm accountable and have to be responsible. And so some of the things I say get diminished, but in this world of clout seeking and clickbait, and everybody's trying to inflame people and enrage people and get attention, And then you end up like Charlie Kirk. I don't know if I just read. I don't know. I hope he's fine. I don't know. I heard he was shot, and I can't believe I'm talking about this right now. It looked awful. It looked horrendous. I was never a fan of the guy, but there's no place for that in this world. None. Zero. Horrible, horrible thing. But that goes to this world of like social media and us all, I don't know, trying to find success here, because I think at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make it. A friend of mine said one day, we're all just looking for significance. Everybody in this world wants significance, and some people need it more than others. The great manager Barry Katz, you should watch his podcast. It's unbelievable, man. He is one of the best at kind of figuring out the industry and the way it works. This is a terrible Barry Katz impression, but Barry said once that all comedians have a hole inside of them, and they're trying to fill that hole. And some, usually the most successful comedians have the biggest hole, and it'll never be filled. I will say this. I did start out, it was at a bad time in my life. I was out of college. I had what I call post-traumatic college stress disorder. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't want to follow my dad's footsteps because probably I have attention deficit disorder, and seeing that my whole life seemed not exciting to me. I wanted to do something different and interesting, and so I chose the hardest business in the world. I was in a breakup, I wanted, had delusions of grandeur, whatever it was, it drove me to this, and I'm happy I got here. I actually love this business, and I love entertaining people. As I got older and got more success and got a family, my insecurities went away a lot, and it did become more about, God, I'm gonna pat myself on the back right now. Oh, I would say a little bit more about benevolence, where A, yes, I want to make money. B, I want to be good at what I do, and I work hard writing jokes and performing, and like, how can you work hard at that? I mean, I do whatever, and I perform a lot, and I bitch a lot. But for the most part, I do love making people laugh, because it's like making people feel good. It's like being a doctor and knowing you healed a patient. I'm not comparing myself to doctor. Don't you dare quote me or clip this or make me out to be an asshole like that. What I'm saying is, I do a service, hopefully, and I make people laugh, and I make them feel good, and I make them get a dopamine rush, and they forget about their problems for a minute or a day or an hour, whatever it is. I love my garbage man. He comes here once a week and picks up my garbage and takes it away, and I don't want my garbage here. So I appreciate that. He provides a service to me. I compare myself to him. I'm not as good as him. I don't work as hard as him. But what I'm saying is, everybody provides a service in this world. And usually, like my accountant does my taxes. I hate my taxes. I hate doing it. I won't do it. My wife even does the prep work. But my accountant does these taxes, and it provides a service to me that I appreciate, and it makes pain go away because I don't have to do them. So I appreciate that. So I've never put myself on a pedestal and thought I'm special because I'm a comedian. If anything, I think I'm a fraud. I don't put in a hard day's work like somebody else. I mean, I stand on stage for an hour at night and talk, and so I just want to say that so that you know that I'm not coming from this place of like, oh, listen to me, I'm wonderful, I'm great, you should follow my show. I'm doing this show because my wife told me I have to do something because I was sitting around doing nothing. That's one of the reasons. Number two, I've been podcasting since like 2010, so like 15 years. I kind of like it. The only thing I've ever been good at, if I'm good at it at all, is talking. I could talk paint off a wall. I talk to people and I tell them while I'm talking to them, leave at any point because I'm going to talk your ear off. Just like look at me and walk away. I just saw one of my friends Christian, shout out. His name's Christian. He's not a Christian. He might be a Christian. But he came by my house, and he was walking his dogs, and I saw him, and I started talking, and he said, I'm on the clock. And I was like, I gotcha. Because I will rope you in. Because I have a lot of opinions and a lot of things, and I can keep it going. So I figure, why not do it on here? I don't have any sponsors. Not saying I'm not a sellout. I will sell out to a certain point. I do have some integrity. I'm not going to lie to you. I've turned down sponsors in the past many times. I turned down military shows. We can get to that. I know a lot of you just turned on me right there. I support the troops. I think anyone that sacrifices their life for this country, great person, great job, respect you. I am very kind of anti-military industrial complex, and I don't like what they do to the troops and sacrificing those troops. So when I used to get asked to do these, what do they call them? The shows where the troops, USO shows, I never really pursued them. I did one time because it was a favor for a friend at a radio show down at Camp Pendleton. But for the most part, I turned them all down. I did pursue one, and I've got to say, this is me being manipulative or, I don't know, taking advantage. I wanted to go to Japan because I wanted to go skiing, and so I was going to go do a military show in Japan to have them basically pay for my ski trip. So I was going to take advantage of the military industrial complex. That was the only other time. But so I say no to a lot of shit out of trying to have some semblance of integrity. I don't have a lot. I have some, and I try. But I don't want to grandstand, and when I do about other individuals, comedians, I try not to talk shit on comedians, although I do. I just want you to know that it's not like I'm infallible. I have a lot of faults and stuff, so I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. That's kind of the thesis of this show. I am a hypocrite. I will say a lot of things, go back on them. There's a lot of shit out there. It's called talking shit. And I've done this podcast, if you haven't seen, I've done this podcast for 15 years. There's been so many iterations of it, and I try not to take myself seriously in any of them. If I start to write to me, tell me, you can write me anywhere. You can write me at eddyift@yahoo.com. That's my email. You can write me on Instagram at eddyift. You can Facebook me at eddyift. YouTube, I am youtube.com/eddyift. It's pretty easy to get a hold of people now. I might as well just give my phone number here because I'm not going to answer it anyways because you'll spam me. My number is 310, got it? 310-867-5309. 867-5309. Jenny, I got your number. Can you imagine if you had that phone number? Everybody would have called it just to see if Jenny lived there. I'm not giving up my phone number. I have so much spam coming in that I've decided if Trump's, this is a new joke I'm working on. New bit, it's not working, so I'm probably going to trash it. But I say that I've never had crime committed against me in any of these big cities like DC, Chicago, New York, LA. Why is Trump sending the National Guard there? The crime is happening on my phone with all these spam calls that I'm getting where people are trying to steal my identity. Can I get the National Guard to answer my phone, and be like, hey, we know where your call center is. We're sending a drone right now to the coordinates to blow you out of the sky. That's something I could get behind. If Trump told me that, if he was like, hey, I'm going to have the National Guard monitor your phone, and we're going to find all these call centers that are calling, offering you loans just so they can get your information. So basically talking about sellouts, the Saudi Arabian crowd. I am actually torn on this. The Riyadh Comedy Festival, I'm torn. These comedians, part of me is like, hey, go get your money. We do enough shit work in this business. Henry Rollins said, don't ever call an artist a sellout because there's a lot of times we do really shitty stuff for shitty money. And when you get paid to do a commercial or something, that is your pay for all the shitty stuff you did. So I'm not going to lie to you. I got offered a gig in Saudi Arabia pre-COVID for $50,000, and I was considering it. That was a lot of money, and I was like, hey, but I was considering. My wife was like, you're going. My wife's all about the money. And I was like, I'm not too impressed with the Saudi Arabian royal family regime. Like that's not my, the stuff that happened in Syria and, and the Khashoggi and all that shit. I'm not really into that, but I'm also a fearful individual. I went to India and performed, and there were military guys with AK-47s everywhere. They were checking under our cars for bombs, and I just didn't feel comfortable. So, and I've done shows in the Middle East, didn't feel comfortable. So I don't know if I would go, because money isn't everything to me. Apparently it is to a lot of these guys. But I also think there's a lot of FOMO. I think a lot of comedians go, oh, he's going, I have to go. Because it's almost like being the first person to perform on the moon, or being the first comedian to perform at the top of Everest, which no one has ever done. I have friends who went and performed at base camp. My friend Mickey D and a group of comedians, Mickey D from Australia, they went to Mount Everest base camp. They trekked all the way there to perform for an audience full of, I don't know, I think it was a real shit gig, if you ask me. I think it was like awful. They went and performed this gig. I think I was asked to go. I forget, maybe not. I might have planted that in my head that I was invited. But either way, I thought it was going to be hysterical if I went to Nepal and took a helicopter to base camp and got there one day before them because they were hiking up. And then I did like an open mic there. Okay? So I'm getting a spam call right now. I do an open mic call. I do an open mic show. So I do a comedy show at base camp before they get there. Once they get there, they're like, oh my God, Eddie, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh my God, it's so good to see you guys. I just did a show here. So they're now the second group of, do you see, that's where my mind goes. It wasn't beating them. It was a practical joke on them. I don't care about being the first person to ever perform at base. I could give two shits about that. But to ruin my friend Mickey's attempt would have made, that is where I find joy. Oh, that would have been so fun to just look at him as he takes his last step up after 2.5 weeks of trekking through 20,000 feet of Mount Everest, to see me sitting there like, gotcha. But these guys, I can understand. I've heard the money's anywhere from like 150,000 to 1.6 million. I gotta imagine Dave Chappelle's getting more money than that, and Bill Burr's getting more money than that. Those guys. And I can see the argument that like, hey, they're trying to modernize, and we're going to be at the beginning. Every country's done. Look at our past, of our history of our country. We've done horrible shit. Does that mean you don't progress into the future? No, you do. You do whatever you can. So maybe Saudi Arabia is trying to make a turn from the worst. And look, you can still criticize America for all the horrible genocidal shit that we're involved in. And we're all performing here. So what I'm saying is there's two sides to every story. There's an argument to everything. And I'm in the middle of everything. I'm never on this side or this side. I'm always in the middle, and that's why nobody gives a shit. Everybody always likes this side or this side. Nobody likes this. Remember when Mr. Miyagi said, walk right side of the road, okay. Walk left side of the road, okay. Walk middle, smash. That's where I am. Smash in the middle. Always get smashed. No one care. No one care about the middle. Nobody care about the middle. No one's ever said, I love that guy. He's so moderate. He takes no position. Oh my God, it's amazing how he listens to both sides and kind of looks at the nuance and, just has no opinion. I have an opinion about having no opinion. That's where I am. But don't put any of these guys on a high horse either. You know, like, never mind. I don't want to get into what I was going to just talk about. So we're gonna ixnay on the. I don't know Pig Latin. You know what? Thanks to ChatGPT, I'm gonna go learn Pig Latin today. Never knew it. Never understood it. All I remember is ixnay, ixnay. I'm gonna go learn today. Next time you see this next podcast, you're gonna be like, holy shit, he learned Pig Latin. By the way, I don't know how long these episodes are gonna be because I have other responsibilities. I got children that like play soccer, and I don't know what the fuck it is about soccer, but these kids, they don't want to just play one game. They want to play 2, 3, 4, 5. My daughter would play 6 games a day if she could. And they want to go to practice. I never wanted to go to practice as a kid. These kids want to go to practice all the time. It's like, when can I go to practice? I don't want to miss soccer. I have these vacations planned. They're like, I can't miss soccer. And I'm their chauffeur. I got to drive them to this place and their travel squads, and they go here and I went to this one soccer field. They had like 87 fields on one field, and there were games going every hour. Boom, 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 boom. So I don't know this whole idea of like children don't move anymore, and we have the most obese children, but these kids all look pretty active to me, and there were thousands of them. I couldn't get a parking spots were $10, and I had to sit and wait like I was at the Oasis concert trying to get a parking spot for a soccer game. And then I watched my daughter's team. I probably shouldn't talk about this, but I watched her team get blown out like I think it was like 8-0 this one game. And the girls that she was playing against, my daughter's 10, there were 4 girls on the other team that were the size of me. I am 5'10", 183 pounds, 182. I'm losing. I'm going down. I used to be 170. I'm on a diet. There were these girls, 4 of them on the other team. 2 of them were taller. 4 of them were as tall, if not taller. 2 of them weighed as much as me. And they just beat the shit out of these little girls. And those 4 weren't even the best on the team. There were 2 girls that were even better. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't win 100-0. But I was about to ask for birth certificates. I was like, this is criminal. What's going on right here? These girls are like, I think they were part of the U.S. Olympic team. And they were just like, hey, we need you to play a game today. And they're like, there's nowhere to play. And they're like, hey, we got this 10-year-old team you can play. And they're like, okay, shh, don't tell anybody. We're 26 years old. But they all drove there. I saw each of the girls drive there in their own car. Okay, that's not true. But, okay, so I haven't discussed this at all, but look, I'm not asking for anything. I might set up a Patreon, or I think I have a Patreon and I kicked everybody off of it because I wasn't doing anything. I might start the Patreon back up so that you can, if you like the show, you can fund it. That way I'm not subject to corporate dollars, even though I'm not adverse to it because there's a lot of bills. These soccer games don't play for themselves, and I have to provide an income. So I might take advertising in the future. I might. Who knows? Don't give me shit for it. Don't be like, you're a sellout. You're a corporate sellout. I'm in the system. And ultimately, I would love it if I could just get Patreon dollars and never have to take $1 of advertising. I just don't want to say something and then 5 years later you're like, you clip this and you're like, look what he said. He said he would never take corporate dollars and now he's getting $100 million. Okay, that's never going to happen. But what I'm saying is, if you guys just give me your hard-earned money, just give me as much money as you have, I will spend it. No, I have some like fans that have been great over the years and they still send me money just for no reason. And it's great. I appreciate it. Every dollar helps because, again, I have so much overhead on this show. I have an iPhone. I have a AT&T bill. I have a Libsyn. I got to start getting these up on Libsyn. I've got to, so that they go to everything so that you can listen to them wherever. And I still have the RSS feed, but mostly this is going to YouTube. I want this to be a YouTube show because it's so exciting and entertaining to look at me and the jungle behind me. This is why you need to watch this. You have to see where my eyes go, my inflections, my surprise, how dirty my couch is. My wife bought white couches and we live under oak trees. And the oak trees, I don't know if you have oak trees, but let me explain to you what oak trees do. They drop shit all day long. Whatever grows in an oak tree falls and just creates dirt wherever it goes. The acorns, every year the acorns are different. Sometimes they're gigantic and they hit our roof and it's like kaboom. Some years they're sticky. Some years there's like worms attached to them. Every year, it's like I'm living in. I'm starting to think this is the apocalypse. Like it's like the year of the worms, the year of the floods, the year of the acorns, the year of like the bark sheds. There's always something different. And I don't know what year I think it's the sticky acorn year. The acorns have like sap all over them and they stick to everything. And so they're sticking to our couches and you know, I don't have restoration hardware money. I don't. I'm more of a Pottery Barn kind of guy. And so when I get expensive furniture, I don't know if this is expensive. But if you're asking about Sun Valley, great shows, great time, great place. A lot of white people. I gotta be honest. You gotta start diversifying just a little bit. I know you got Peruvians, but Sun Valley, can you just come on, just like a couple black people? I mean, like a couple. If you're black, I would move to Sun Valley, Idaho, because you will be a celebrity for sure. It is the whitest place I've ever. I mean, it is Idaho, but it's like it's got half liberal, half conservative. It's got like gun-toting, you know, hunting in the woods Republicans, and also some like people that hate taxes. And then you've got the craziest left wing, left over here, right over here, left-wing liberal, tree-hugging, you know, purify the water, you know, recycle your ski wax, fucking psychopaths. It's a great combination. So I love it when it gets all mixed up like that. I love it. I don't like when it's one or the other. I like the mixture. So great time, great shows, fun shows. I did a clean show and a dirty show, and it started to work. I'm going to start to do that. I'm going to do my early shows are clean, my late shows are dirty, because both are a challenge for me. Well, dirty show's easy. Clean show's a challenge, but it's like what I want to present for like the family friendly type crowd. And then the dirty show, I just like to let loose, and it's fun. So it's a lot of fun for me, and it then gives people variety of stuff to see. You get your choice. Now that's not all my shows. That's like coming up. Where am I? I'm going to. Where am I? My next shows are in Cherokee, North Carolina. Nobody that sees this is going to go see me at Harrah's Casino in Cherokee, North Carolina. I dare you to come see me there. I dare you to come up to me and be like, I was listening to your podcast. I will bet my life. No, I'm not going to bet my life. I'll bet you a beer that not one person comes up to me at Harrah's Casino in Cherokee, North Carolina and says, I was listening to your podcast. From there, I go to Naples, Florida, home of the old people. That's where all my dad's friends go and live now. As soon as the first Arctic chill comes through Pittsburgh, they all get in their golf carts and drive to Naples. And I like Naples. It's fun. Captain Brian at Off the Hook is always an interesting, fun guy to hang out with. And so I will be doing that for 3 nights. That's like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then I fly to Atlanta to do the Punchline in Atlanta for 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Atlanta. And then I go back to Vegas to play the Comedy Cellar in Vegas. So what I'm telling you is I will not be doing that late show, dirty show thing. That's in the future. Talk about doing that in Calgary, Canada, first time. But yeah, so come see me. I might not drink a beer with you. I'm not drinking much lately. I'm doing a lot of creatine. I remember when the white powder used to be cocaine. That's all we talked about. Now it's creatine. It's like, hey, are you doing your creatine? I do 5 milligrams every day, and when I didn't sleep, I do 20 milligrams. And I remember when it was cocaine and no one talked about how much it was. It was just a bag. I wasn't in the cocaine crowd, though. I mean, I saw people that did it a lot. I would have been a maniac on cocaine. Look at me. This is without it. Imagine with it. Some people say, though, like those Adderall and cocaine, if you have like ADD, it like levels you off. So maybe the doctors need to prescribe me cocaine. Send me some cocaine. No, I'm not saying that. So The Rock has AIDS. I'm just kidding. That's terrible. I did not mean that. The Rock just stopped taking steroids. I don't know what he did, but they say he was like getting ready for a film, and I know because I have a buddy. My buddy Dylan is a nutritionist and helps people get ready for films, and he can slim people down like crazy. But it just seems it's so hard to build up muscle mass that to lose all of that for a film project, my God, that's like losing all your wealth. Especially going into older age. I mean, The Rock's no young chicken, is he? Can't believe I'm talking about him, calling him The Rock, but I will. The situation is like he looks like he was one of those fat guys that did Ozempic, and then he's like, but he was jacked. He was jacked, and now he's like, it's goofy looking. It's I can't even explain it. I would assume that it was a lot of I've seen people take steroids and then stop taking steroids. I've seen what they can do, or testosterone or whatever. So I would assume it was just, hey, let's just cut this shit out, and all of a sudden, you shrink. It's not like he's gonna see this, and I am constantly afraid of stuff I say on here because I have the delusional idea that that somebody's gonna clip this, send it to Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and all of a sudden I'm gonna get a phone call and he's gonna be like, I heard what you said about me, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit. I did meet The Rock once. I should show that clip, but I can't. I have so many tapes in my garage of all the stuff I did in the past. I hosted the International Toy Fair Parade in like 1999. And I was like the man on the street doing interviews. And I interviewed the Hulkster. He put me in a headlock. His arm was way bigger than my head. I interviewed The Rock and Goldberg. And I believe The Rock was there. Maybe it was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know. I mixed them all up. I'm not a big wrestling fan. But it was them between like Thomas the Train and I don't know. I was about to say Paw Patrol, but they weren't around. It was just like all these like toys, like getting out of cars, walking this red carpet into this toy fair. I have had the best jobs, but yeah, it was a toy parade. It was great. I'm putting that on my resume. I have video of that. I have to convert this video. Does anybody know how long video stays video before it like deteriorates? Because I have like 20-year-old or older, 25-year-old video that I need to get converted just so I can look at the douchery that I've done trying to make it in this business. I'm nearing the end of this podcast because I don't have much more to say. I did want to talk about, I have a note here. It says Trump. I can't. I have nothing. Nothing that hasn't been said. Nothing that he wants you to say or doesn't want you to say. There's nothing new that I can enlighten you with. You don't care about my opinions, so I wish I had some breaking news. I would love to be the guy that broke news. I've been an insider before, but I've never broke news. I feel like I'd like to think that I had something to do with something bigger. And I don't know if you ever listened to Talkin Shit, where we had RFK the third on our podcast. I don't get the guy on my podcast. I get the guy's son on the podcast, or the guy's cousin or brother. Well, this is the other thing. Oak leaves look like this, and they fall everywhere, and we step on them, or you sit on them. Do you see those little spikes on it? Do you see the spikes? They hurt like shit. This is like God's way of saying, don't live here. If it wasn't the fires or the floods, it's the oak trees. By the way, I blow leaves every day. Every day. Every day. I come out with my leaf blower. Electric. I have an electric one because I had a gas one and the neighbors complained. So I have an electric one, and I blow these leaves. I don't know where they go, but I get them off my deck and out of my yard. And I had a gardener until Trump made him leave. And so now I have to do it myself. And these things suck ass. And they just endlessly fall, like the leaves. When I moved in, one of my neighbors said to me, "I'll tell you one thing about this neighborhood." He goes, "You can't beat the leaves." And you can't, people. The only way you beat the leaves is by a fire. And even then, it all grows back, and the leaves never stop. Long, long before us, the leaves were here, and long after us, the leaves will be here. You can't beat the leaves. Yeah, these leaves are so irritating. I will never live under oak trees again. I also live with the fear of oak trees falling. When they fall, it sounds like an earthquake, and they are gigantic, and they're terrifying, and they're protected by the government. We're not allowed to like go anywhere near them. If you're not allowed to cut a branch that's like bigger than that without getting a permit. And I have one I could show you right now. One of them's leaning into my house, just leaning, like it's already like moving parts of the house because it's growing that way. And I think I'm supposed to cut around it. I have a neighbor right over there. They built around an oak tree. Their house goes around it. And they like hollowed out the middle so that the tree could keep growing up in the middle. That's how protected they are here. You literally, I don't think you'll go to jail, but they fine you a shitload, and you have to pay to plant oak trees somewhere else because they soak up all the water, which is not good, but they don't burn for some reason. And so in the fires, they're really good because supposedly like a canopy fire happens. It kind of like just goes over the top of the canopy, and I guess like the driest leaves kind of burn a little bit, but it's like acts as a buffer. So they love them. They love them around here. And they give shade, but they're a pain in my fucking ass. And people are like, you chose to live there. Yeah, I didn't know. No one gave me a course on how bad it is to live under oak trees. Just if you ever get a house and you see an oak tree, don't move in. Don't move there, because that oak tree will destroy your life. But I didn't get to talk about RFK. I don't like to make fun of his voice, but how can you not? Everybody said, hey, you said he was great. Now you say he's shit. I didn't say either thing. Okay, maybe I did say he was great in the beginning. I didn't say he was great. What I liked is, there's only one thing I know a lot about, and I still don't know that much, and that's nutrition. And I do know that a lot of our food is horrendous in this country. And he recognizes that, and he recognized that it's the cause of a lot of illness in America. So he wanted to regulate it. Very anti-Republican. He wants to regulate food And so I was for that. Now, when it comes to immunizations, oh, why am I opening my mouth? Oh my God, here comes the hate. Here it comes. I don't know enough. I didn't go to medical school. I haven't done research. I haven't read the millions of papers on these immunizations and if they cause autism. All I know is that I am vaccinated. And I'm pretty sure I'm okay. But just had a booster. No, I never got the boosters. I took the COVID vaccine, and people are like, weren't you scared? I was like, I've eaten McDonald's. I ate McDonald's for a month straight, every meal, trying to prove a point. But I don't want to get into the vaccine debate. That's all I'm going to say. But I do think that some of the stuff RFK Jr. says is spot on. And I think some of it is batshit crazy. Okay? So just because somebody says things you like doesn't mean they can't do crazy shit. There's priests out there that do amazing stuff that then go and diddle children. So it doesn't excuse the other. Like the one doesn't excuse the other. So just realize that like you got to be like hitting a batting average of like 90 or something, like 900 and you can't be like 300. You can't be like, hey, he did 3 things well and then 7 things sucked and we're crazy. You can't be that crazy. You got to go like flip it a little, 70-30 instead of 30-70. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to end this. This is going to be a short one. If you want me to come to your ski resort, I will come there. I do shows at ski resorts for like 100 people just because I love to ski. I did Revelstoke last year. I've done Vail, Breckenridge, Steamboat. Where else have I been? Tahoe, Sun Valley. Have I done Aspen? No, I didn't do Aspen. I wanted to do Aspen. I talked to Aspen. I didn't do Aspen. Telluride, I did a show. Supposed to do a show in Whistler. Didn't happen. But anyway, what I'm saying is they go really well. They sell out. It's an untapped audience that I love to perform. So if you live anywhere near there, you have any involvement in a venue, contact me and I'll come to your ski resort and do shows because to be honest with you, this business right now for me, I love to do stand-up comedy. Love it. It's my favorite thing in the world probably is performing. But I also love to surf and ski and mountain bike and hike and run and do all kinds of shit during the daytime. So I don't want to be stuck in Toledo, Ohio. No offense, Toledo. No offense, but I don't want to come to the Toledo Funny Bone. I just don't want to do it. It's depressing. I'll sit in the hotel room the whole time. Unless your city's changed and it's like Grand Rapids or like Greenville, South Carolina. My 2 favorite new cities that have like just become cool. If you've done that, Toledo, then I'll come. But if you haven't, sorry, not coming. I like to go places that I stay happy. Life is short. I want to be happy. I don't want to piss people off with this podcast. I don't want people taking a shot at me. I don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. I take enough risks with my hobbies. I don't need to, end up getting waterboarded or that's us that do that. I don't want to get. My God, we were talking about like what a good movie that would make. And it's just terrible that I'm even thinking this, but can you imagine a movie where all these comedians go to Saudi Arabia and they book them there with this whole concept of they're going to be like, hey, it's totally safe, we're changing, blah, blah, blah. And then they just take them all to a cave somewhere and they show them a video of them all making Muslim and Islamic jokes. And they're like, ha ha ha, we've got you all. And then in front of America, they're like, what? They take them. I don't even want to say, like, this is terrible that I'm even planning this out there. But I'm just saying, like, it'd make a good movie. It's like a good plot for a movie. And then the Navy SEALs have to go in and save the comedians. And when they get there to save the comedians are like telling jokes, and the SEALs are like, we should just leave them here. These guys are annoying. And then the radical Islamic insurgents that have kidnapped them want to get rid of them because they were annoying. They're like, oh my God, these comedians are so annoying to be around. And so when the Navy SEALs show up, they're like, just take them. And so then they take them, and then the SEALs are like, no, you take them back. And then it's like everybody's trying to get rid of the comedians. That would make a great film. So here's the deal. Please subscribe to my channel. Nobody's subscribing. Like, I am the most, I'm not going to say underrated. I'm going to say just, it's amazing how the mighty, I was never mighty. Just, I don't have very many subscribers. So I want to start off small. I want to be that band that has like 3 fans. And every show they go to, the same 3 fans are there. But those 3 fans care so much. And then someday there's 5 fans, then 10. I want to cap it at about 20. I need about 20 fans. So please jump on board to Talking Shit. That's what I'm going to keep calling it, just because I don't want to change graphics or anything like that. I'm doing all this stuff myself. I'm learning to make thumbnails. I'm clipping. I'm doing all the social media shit that I absolutely hate. But I'm going to try to do a podcast every week. Let's see how long this goes. I doubt it. But you'll be able to find clips on Instagram, Facebook, maybe X, maybe. Elon doesn't like me. I feel like I've been banned, shadow banned on there. I feel like I've been shadow banned on X and Facebook. Instagram and TikTok will give me what I want. And YouTube's starting to get better with me. So those are probably the places you can find me. The podcast might go on Spotify. I don't know. But I kind of like doing this solo. No one to answer to. No boss. I'm sure your comments are going to affect me. So get ready. Just start hammering me in the comments. Just give it to me. I'm ready for it. And I don't know what else to say, but go fuck yourself.